Today I wanted to talk about how to learn to love being alone. Not only to be able to handle being alone without spiraling and going into an incredibly scary and depressing mindset, but to crave moments of being by yourself and with yourself. You can be alone and not feel lonely. You can be with a group of friends and feel lonely. So it truly doesn't matter what the outside world is showing you. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. The only thing that matters is your thoughts. Because I can remember times where I've been with a huge group of friends and felt as lonely as ever. But now I've been alone so much more, yet I don't feel lonely. Keep in mind, this is coming from a person who, when I used to go to therapy and my therapist recommended me going out to eat alone, I couldn't even stomach that. That sounded like the worst thing in the world to me. So weird, and how could I possibly go and sit alone and eat? But what if everybody looks at me and judges me? Now I'm doing that all the time. I'm constantly taking myself out on dates. I'm constantly hanging out by myself, and it's fucking amazing. I got tired of waiting for my friends to hang out, and then I remember if my friends would cancel on me, I would get so sad and cry for so long and get so upset. Not because they canceled on me, but because I had to be alone with my thoughts. And my thoughts used to be awful. I became a very independent person very quickly. So, let's start with number one. Stop being so fucking dramatic. It's not that big of a deal. What I said earlier about, oh my god, what if I go out and I eat alone and a person looks at me and he's like, they're eating. I've never ever gone out to eat, looked over, first of all, I'm too focused on my food, looked over at someone else sitting alone and gone, wow, they're alone, that's stupid. No one's ever fucking done that in their fucking life. And if they have, there's something wrong with them. And how do you know? How do you know? Also, why is it negative automatically and immediately? But you need to stop being so fucking dramatic. It's not that big of a deal to go and get a coffee by yourself. It's really not the fucking end of the world. I had to stop being so fucking dramatic. Honestly, it's kind of fucking annoying. You're just eating food by yourself. It's not that big of a deal. You're just going out and taking pictures by yourself. It's not that big of a deal. I take pictures by myself all the time now. I used to think that was crazy. And even when I was with people who were taking pictures of me, I would still be like, oh my god, but people are looking. Bitch, I live in New York City. There's like 1 billion people here. It doesn't matter. They're gonna look and then go back to minding their fucking business. And I'm never gonna cross their mind again. Or how about, I've literally looked at people taking pictures and gone, wow, they look so pretty. I should take more pictures. That's a nice place to take pictures. They look so confident. Keep in mind, if you're so worried about other people, them automatically judging you in a negative way, if they're judging you in a negative way, that's not good on them. Realize, if a person's first thought is to put someone down, trash someone, that's just a reflection of themselves. Because a person who's like, oh wow, that person's so pretty, oh wow, that person's so funny, automatically thinking good thoughts, that's because they're a good fucking person. In a relationship, it's a lot of the time where the person who automatically points fingers, who like, oh, you're cheating. They're the ones cheating. They're like, oh, they're so ugly, oh, judging their figure and stuff. They get home, they look at themselves in the mirror. They can't even look at themselves in the mirror because they don't like their figure. But anyway, stop being so fucking dramatic. It's not that big of a deal. I'm a law of assumption girly, so you could either go with the number one option of no one cares and no one's paying attention to you, which a lot of people seem to go with, which is fine. I was vlogging on the train a couple days ago and I got self-conscious for a second. And then I said, wait, no. It doesn't matter. You're just pulling out your phone for a couple seconds. Then I look up and I see a lady literally recording the same thing. 1, 2, I look around. No one else is looking at me. Everybody is minding their own business on their phone, dealing with the thoughts in their head. So you can go the route of no one is looking at you, no one cares, no one, I promise you, is judging you as hard as you're judging yourself. You know why? Because they're judging themselves harder. They are so engulfed in their day and their problems and what's going on. They don't give a fuck that you're taking pictures outside by yourself. And if they do deeply care that much and they're fucking judging you, then you should feel sorry for them, because obviously they're insecure and there's something going on there that they need to deal with. Or you could do the number 2 option, which I like better, because I like being positive. Everyone sees you and automatically thinks good things about you. Because I do this. I see a person walking down the street, and when I'm looking at you, I'm not like, ugh. I'm literally like, if I'm staring at you, I'm like, wow, she's hot as fuck. Or wow, his coat looks so cool. Or wow, they look like they're having so much fun. Or wow, let me go up to her and compliment her. I'm just positive. I'm thinking positive. My mind is throwing out compliments left and right. It can be that. You can be like, oh, I'm taking pictures, and whenever somebody looks at me, oh, that guy's looking at me, he thinks I'm super hot and he's gonna ask me for my number. And take that delusion word off my channel somewhere else, or go watch my other videos, because y'all do not know what the fuck the definition of delusion is. Kylie Jenner. I love using Kylie Jenner as an example. You think Kylie Jenner's outside taking pictures and a guy stares at her, you think she's not thinking, he thinks I'm so hot and he wants to ask for my number? Hello? What you're constantly telling yourself in your head is what you're experiencing, so you literally have the option to choose what you experience. Number 1 goes into number 2. Stop seeking validation from others. If you did not truly care about what other people thought of you, if you did not crave so badly outward validation from other people, you would not have these thoughts of what are they thinking of me, because you don't give a fuck. Do you know why? Because it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, every single thing you've ever experienced has created the person you are today. So they don't know. Joe, Susie, Sally, Karen, and Bianca do not know what the fuck you've been through. Not even 5% of what the fuck you've been through that makes you who you are. So why the fuck are you seeking validation from someone who doesn't even know you? You are the one who is with yourself at all times. So what others think does not matter. Stop seeking validation from others and get the validation within. Lastly, number 3. This is the biggest one. The reason why, for me at least, but it seems like the reason why people cannot stomach being alone is because if they're alone, then they're with their thoughts. There's a drag queen named Trixie Mattel, one of my favorite drag queens. She said this on and if you don't know what that is, I just made the most, you're like, why the fuck did you just moan? She said this and it was funny, but it like also wasn't funny, where she was like, I can't be alone for more than 5 seconds because my brain just, all it takes is 5 seconds alone for my brain to be like, does anyone actually like you? Did your mother love you? And you're questioning yourself and all these things. You would be fine with being alone if your thoughts were great, if your thoughts were positive. You need to sit with your thoughts and make your mind a good place to be. I know there's a saying, you don't grow from comfortability. You can. However, sitting with your thoughts, especially if they're negative, will be an uncomfortable process. However, you won't regret it, because you'll end up like me, where you like being alone. I used to not ever be able to sit with my thoughts. Now, I fucking spiral in the positive, and I think about how fucking amazing my life is and how I'm in control and how much I love myself. I'd definitely recommend meditation. Meditation isn't about like going like this and sitting for 5 minutes and going meditation isn't also about fucking not having no thoughts at all, brain empty, nothing in there, but you fucking knock and it echoes. Meditation, or at least the meditation I have educated myself on, is about just observing your thoughts and not being attached to them. Because you are not every single thought you have. You can have a thought that you're Superman. You can have a thought that you're the 8th member of BTS. Is it true? No. So that thought isn't going to make you fucking spiral. However, if you're like, oh, my body is, I hate my body, all these things, you realize you attach to certain thoughts. Meditating is sitting there, having a negative thought come across and go, okay, I'm just going to observe it. You're not every single thought you have. Sit with your thoughts. Train your mind. I have literally over 100 videos about talking about training your mind and making it a good place to be. But train your mind using repetition, using affirmations, and make it a good place to be. These things will help you learn to not only be okay with being by yourself, but to love and cherish being by yourself. Now go take those fucking pictures. Go buy a tripod and take them pictures alone, bitch.
To the penalty area. Harry Kane has scored 26 of his 29 in the Premier League in his career. Wouldn't have had many bigger ones than this. Harry Kane for Tottenham. Score!
Yes!